janitor's closet against a wall. I told him I would be fine walking to math class alone, but he insisted I go with him somewhere. I was confused and curious, so I went along with it. He took me to a janitor's closet, and when I asked why he took me here, he just looked down and whipped out his. One time I had this boy that I liked over at my house to watch the Emoji Movie as a joke for our first date. We were eating lunch and sitting in two separate chairs. We were having a really nice time making fun of this awful movie and finally got to the end of it where all of the emojis are having a dance party in the club together and doing the godforsaken emoji pop. Then the guy I'm watching the movie with tells me to look at the elephant emoji in the back of the seat doing the dance with his ears. And I laughed so hard looking at how stupid it was that I pissed my pants. I didn't want to explain the fact that I peed my pants to this guy, so I had to ask my crush to go downstairs with no explanation while I cleaned up the chair I was sitting in and changed my pants. So he stayed downstairs by himself for like half an hour as I washed away my shame. A few months later when we started dating, I told him I pissed my pants on our first date, and he said he knew all along, but that he didn't want to embarrass me for pissing my pants laughing at the fucking Emoji Movie. One time my boyfriend came over and we decided to do the dirty. Anyways, it was great, but his phone was in his pocket when he did it and he accidentally somehow dialed 911. We were getting down and dirty and everything was going swell until we heard knocks on the door until we heard her yelling to open the door. We both got dressed really fast, went outside, and saw it was the police. I was scared because I thought they found out that I stole a bathing suit from Target, so I started sobbing. Then they asked what was wrong and I couldn't stop crying, so my boyfriend asked why they were here, and they explained they got a 911 call and heard yelling on the phone. I immediately stopped crying and ran inside the house of embarrassment, and my boyfriend just said everything was fine and closed the door. Right after he closed the door, he heard laughing from the police, and now we know that they found out we were having sex. One time me and my friends snuck out of the house at night and we went to McDonald's. The employee was asking where our dad was. We didn't know what to say, so we just said he was waiting in the car, and this big muscly guy walked in and the employee asked if he was our dad, and for some reason we said yes. But we had no clue who he was. The guy paid for our food, we paid him and left, but then he followed us out of the restaurant and told us if we didn't come in that he would stab us. We were scared, so we just did what he said. We were in the backseat of the restaurant and we were drinking. When my friend found the glass bottle in the backseat, we smashed it over our hands and put them in the seat, and we saw he had pocket knife on his dashboard, so we took it and stabbed him in the arm and killed us. We got out of the car and ran back to my friend's house. Trust me, we haven't told the police and we don't know if the man died. Thank you for your submission. In third grade I had this annoying fat white teacher who was very judgmental and fast to accuse. She made the class do this poster project of our great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, and it was about where they lived. So the day of the presentation, this Asian girl presented and she said her grandparents didn't drink water. The teacher didn't say anything and I was like, bitch, what? Anyway, so it was my turn to present and this kid asked me, what did they drink? Fucking dumbass. Anyway, I said they drank water. Because they did. And the teacher started ranting on how they didn't drink water and drank coconut water and acted like she researched everyone's family. Stupid whore. She gave me detention for lying, which I didn't, and yet allowed someone to say they didn't drink water at all? So what, they just fucking died? One time in grade 2 it was home time and I was waiting for my mother to pick me up when she didn't show up. A teacher there for 2 hours until my mom showed up saying she was asleep and had a dream that I got picked up. Somehow she ended up doing it again the following day, but it was 6 o'clock and they told me I had to leave. The teacher tried asking me for directions to my house. I had no fucking clue and I was embarrassed, so I just pointed to a random house and said that it was mine. She asked if I wanted her to come. Obviously I said no because that's breaking and entering. Anyway, when she left I started walking around randomly until I saw one of my friend's house whose birthday I went to. Her mom freaked out because it was like 7 at night and I was lost. Then she started driving me around trying to find my house. She tried to find my mom's phone number because it was given to her at the birthday party. She ended up finding it and called my mom. She didn't answer, so she said I could just stay the night. At 11 p.m. my mom called her back freaking out. I was in 6th grade and I had this racist teacher who would make make fun of the Hispanics. Mind you, I'm Hispanic. She would make fun of me and my friends, saying your dad probably does drugs and drinks because he is Hispanic. I was fed up with her bullshit, so I decided to speak up. At around February 6th, she was making fun of me. So I stood up and started to yell at her. Then this ugly bitch said, "Why are you yelling? Sit down, you poor Hispanic." I wasn't playing her game, so I got out of my seat and then I punched her in the stomach. She fell and I went back to my seat acting like it never happened and continued with my work. The school called my mom and told her the whole thing. When I got home, I had to explain to my mom why I punched her. She said I did the right thing and that it isn't my fault. Months passed by and my mom got a phone call. It was the school calling, saying that the same teacher who was racist died because she had. Months passed by and my mom got a phone call. It was the school calling, saying that the same teacher who was racist died because she had coronavirus. My mom told me and I started to celebrate like a motherfucker. That was a year ago. Right now I'm going to 7th grade and now I'm happy that she is dead. One time I was on a date with my crush. We went to the movies and everything was going great until I noticed my teacher and principal together. They were both married, so we were shocked. After the movie finished, they confronted us and told us to stay quiet about their affair. But I was smarter and decided to blackmail them in return for perfect grades. They actually gave me and my crush straight A's. At the end of the year, I exposed them and they both ended up leaving the school. They got what they deserved and I got my perfect grades. When I was like 9, I had this bitch of a teacher that everyone hated. One day in class, she was putting posters up on the wall and she had to stand on a table because she was like 4 feet tall. But anyway, she asked for someone to hold the table so that she wouldn't fall, so I volunteered to hold the table. So the bitch went up onto that table and 9-year-old me decided to get revenge on that bitch, so I decided to yank the table thinking that she would just wobble a bit, but the teacher deadass fell off the table and went flying. She landed on her back and hit her head and I'm pretty sure she broke one of her cheap ass heels. So long story short, she ended up with a concussion and they called an ambulance to take that bitch away. One of my classmates told the principal on me because we all hated that bitch, so we all agreed to say that she fell off the table herself while we sang Ding Dong the Witch is Dead, but in fact she was not dead because she came back into class the next day and glared at me, but I never got in trouble for it and to this day I still don't feel that low. So this is the story on how I think I killed my neighbor. So we just moved into this new house, and my neighbor kept giving us her stuff and her food.